This is Chuck Miller from Oracle, and today I am going to share with you a demonstration of the Enterprise Command Center for Order Management, also showing you a 360-degree view of orders. Our safe harbor statement. And when I start out from my home page, I select the Order Management Command Center. And when it brings that up, I see that I have key performance indicators across the top of the screen. And I also have some charts in there, orders by due date, orders by request date. And I have available refinements to the left-hand side. When I open that up, I can have extensive refinements, and I can do compound refinements too. So I may look at a product by salesperson, by warehouse, by customer, if I so desire. So I can have any number of refinements in there to hone in on the data I want to see. And I can also have some save searches. So this could be a time saver. If I'm a particular customer service rep, I can just have a save of my customers. And then when I come in, I would just use a save search. We're going to be using the save searches a little bit later on. But just to continue to kind of scroll through what is available on the Command Center dashboard, as I scroll down, I see my customer orders that I have in my environment. And then I can drill down into some additional header information. But then on the right-hand side, when I select the ellipsis, I can also update, edit, do a release, or do a 360 view of the order. When I look at the order line item tab, I see the detail of the orders from the previous screen. You see the line items and prices and all that type of stuff. But I can drill down into shipping and any additional line attribute information. So if I have flex fields on the line items, I would be able to bring those up and take a look at those too, which can be used in the dashboard. And then I can also take action on the order lines, update, edit, release, and get a 360 view, and also refine reserved orders if I've selected any of the orders. And I also see if there's any alerts associated with my line items. Going back up to the top of the screen, I see I also have an alerts tab, and there is a alerts by order type graphic, but also a tag cloud showing me that my largest alert is expected delay. And remember, in a tag cloud, the size of the font indicates the greater number of occurrences of that instance. And I also have a customers tab. And what I'm looking at here is the order count by customer. And we can see that first customer by and far and away has the largest number of orders, and a couple of them have some alerts. But without any further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of my save searches, and I've selected this individual order to look at. And as I do that, I can see that it's open, it's late, it's expected delay, and item is back ordered. And then looking at some of the graphs and how they've changed, you see that there are alerts associated with this. And then I see the detail of the order down below. And this is going to this particular customer. So I've selected the ellipsis there, and I want to do a 360-degree view of this order. And in so doing, I see all the order lines that have been placed and what's going on with said lines. But I see this one on the bottom is a drop ship requirement. So I'm going to need a purchase order when it looks like there is a purchase order that has been approved. So I'm going to right click on that purchase order, and I want to bring up the details of that order. And I see that who the supplier is, the dates, it's seriously overdue, and I get a message that it is overdue, but I can see the quantity that's been ordered. So I can close that out, and I can look at the detail of the purchase order. And when I do that, it brings me to another dashboard where I have the purchase order number across the top of my screen. And I see it has an overdue shipment, which is dovetails to exactly what I saw on the previous screen. And then I look at the order itself, see it's past due, which match the details, but it has overdue shipments. And I've selected the lines tab. And what I do is I can see who the buyer is. So I have the ability to communicate with that buyer and see if I can get an expedite or get a replacement or something with that. But the point is, I started off with just looking at an order and then got all the way to the purchase uh, order to see what is causing the delay. Back at my main order management screen for ECC, I have another customer order that I want to look at. So I've saved that search and I'm going to bring that up. And I see that this too is going to the same customer that is also late. And I'm going to take a 360-degree view of that too. And when I look at this, I can see that there is a lot of line items on this order, but I see that one particular node has got some branches from that. So I'm going to right click on this node, and then this is just showing the branches. But when I right click on the node, I'm going to make this the anchor node. And when I make it the anchor node, that cleans up my screen for me. So I'm only isolating what I want to see. So I see the order, the line, delivery details, the reservation, but this one is on an unreleased work order. Well, that concerns me. So this sales order is dependent on a work order that is yet to be released. So I'm going to click on that, right click on that work order and bring up the work order status. And as I go to another dashboard, I see the work order number, my organization, start has been delayed, sales orders overview, and I can see my charts have all changed accordingly to match that. But then down the bottom of the screen, I see that there is the work order, which is unreleased. And I wonder why that is. So I think based on my experience, I'm going to look to see if we have an inventory shortage, and that's the cause of the delay. So I select the components tab, and when I look here, I see that this one item has a negative inventory quantity. Now I only need one of these to get that going because it looks like I've got all the rest of the material. Um, but uh, I've got a negative quantity here, so I really can't proceed without this item. So now I'm going to go to another dashboard, and I'm going to a inventory dashboard, and I elected to use the aging inventory dashboard. I entered in my item. This is the component that was shortage. And as I scroll down, I went to look at all my organizations. I see my negative on hand, but I see I have that particular item in a sufficient quantity to cover me in a couple of other facilities that are also part of the command centers. So I can effect some kind of transfer order or get on the phone and have somebody send it over, some kind of procedure like that. So I can get this work order uh, fixed up, material issued, and get my sales order out the door. I'm back at the home screen, and I wanted to show you some of the things you can do with the Enterprise Command Center. Remember, we started with sales orders that had a purchase order involved and then a work order, and we're able to find who the buyer was for the purchase order so we can communicate with him. But we were also able to resolve a shortage through the manufacturing order through using the dashboards. So now I'm back at the home screen and I want to do some personalization to this screen. Uh, Elsewhere in this channel, you'll see that there is a presentation on how to personalize the dashboard. So I'm going to use those skills on there. The first thing I'm going to do on the dashboard is I did a conditional formatting because I want to see the amount of late sales orders. I really want that to appear and stand out. So I've just turned that field to be red. And then I also wanted to see my orders by salesperson. So I created a tag cloud, which just showed me orders by salesperson, and that's what I'm looking at here. And this is live data. I can click on any of these people, and then the values on my dashboard are going to change accordingly based on these. And then as I scroll down, I also created a graph. I wanted to see customers by amount. And again, this is live data now. So I can click on this and this is going to change my data all the way through the dashboard. Well, that was a quick demo of the Enterprise Command Center for order management showing you the 360-degree view of orders. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your time.